This is the Schmo with the pro, with the former Bellator welterweight champion, the former one championship welterweight champion, the Olympian, the national AA champion in wrestling, the author, the podcaster, Funky Ben Askren in the flesh.
Here, I really should have brought my belt. You know my friend Rafion Stotts. Have you interviewed him yet?
I'm about to interview him and Danny Sabatello together.
Oh, that's going to be tremendous. Can I watch that?
Absolutely.
You got a press pass for me?
I can make it happen.
Okay, I would love to go watch it. That'll be highly entertaining. He brought his belt though, and I thought, man, I should have cracked out my 12-year-old Bellator belt and brought that old shit here. What do you think? Walked around like a king.
Would have been great. Does it look the same?
Theirs are a little nicer, but I think I'm still the king of Bellator, 9-0. There's very few people who went through this organization undefeated, and I was a champ for 3.5 years.
Yes, you certainly have a case for that.
Damn straight I do.
Now talk to the Schmo for a second. We're here in Chicago, Wintrust Arena. We got a suite here. We're outside your suite.
Yeah.
We got AWA coaches competing on this card. And also, we got the main event. We got Nemkov, Corey Anderson, someone you've trained with. Yes. We got the rematch. There's $1 million on the line and a title.
It's nice for Corey. So the only two people I've ever told to fight MMA are both fighting tonight. Jordan Newman, who just fought, he's an AWA coach. So we have AWA coaches coming to watch him, support him, and then Corey Anderson, who's obviously fighting for, I guess you will call it the tournament title, maybe the Bellator title also. He should have won it last time. He was thoroughly dominating the fight, slipped a little accidental headbutt in there, and that obviously wasn't ideal. But I think he's gonna beat him up tonight.
What do you think's been going through his mind? 7 months ago, they had the headbutt.
So long, right?
I know, that's a long time to wait.
I think it's going to be more challenging for the champion, who I guess in this case I would kind of call the challenger since he got beat up last time. Because when someone dominates you like that, and that's kind of how I view that fight, is Corey was kind of dominating. You're thinking like, shoot, I got my ass kicked. How am I going to come back from that? It wasn't like one punch or one thing. It was like kind of a bunch of things, So he's got a lot to figure out. And I think Corey's like, hey, I did this once. I'm going to go do it again.
Last weekend, UFC 281, it wasn't a domination, but we have a new champion in the UFC middleweight division. It was the third time this year, 2022, in the fifth round, where a belt was changed in the UFC. What'd you make of Alex Pereira hearing and new?
That stat that you just said is like almost a mind-blowing stat, right? That there was 3 guys who were in title fights who were losing going in the 5th round and won. It's tremendous. He hits hard. I think Izzy was relatively clearly winning the fight, and that 3rd round kind of left a lot of questions about Pereira, like can he fight Chimaev or Bo Nickel doesn't even have any fights in the UFC, but you're even like, wow, but if he can get kept down with wrist control, like surely a wrestler can get on top, hold his wrist, and punch him a whole bunch of times, right? I mean, I know that's what a lot of people are thinking. But his story of going from kickboxing to the champ in UFC in 7 fights is pretty insane.
Well, we know Chimaev, he wants that fight, but does he get the immediate rematch, or do we see Chimaev? Do we see the winner of Whitaker and Paulo Costa?
Yeah, so I think you got to give it to Izzy, but this is where Dana gets really tricky. If he doesn't like dealing with Izzy, he'll give someone else a shot, because now someone else can have the belt, right? And you can put that on them. If he likes Izzy, Izzy's going to get the shot, right? Because it's deserved. He'd been the champ for a while. He was up 3 rounds to 1. He should get the shot.
Well, someone he does like is Alexander Volkanovski. He's getting the shot to fight up at 155 against Islam Makhachev. What do you make of that matchup, and do you like that over him fighting a guy like Beneil Dariush?
Yeah, I love the mixing divisions generally. But in this case, I felt like for both champs, 45 and 55, there was other good options for them, right? They could have fought other guys within their divisions that were good. It wasn't like they cleaned out their division and it was over with. But either way, I think it's a fun fight, and we'll see what happens.
Aljamain Sterling, who do you think he's going to be fighting next? Do you think it's going to be a guy like Cheeto Vera? Is it going to be Sugar Sean O'Malley? Is it going to be Henry Cejudo?
We talked about this. It's a great question. We talked about Henry coming back. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of momentum. I didn't think Sean was going to win against Peter Yan. I didn't have him winning. I had Yan 29-28. That being said, he impressed me. He was good. I think there's a lot of momentum behind him. I think they could definitely give him a title shot.
What's new in Funky Land?
Nothing. I released a book. I'm coaching wrestling, podcasting, and just enjoying life.
How about that crypto?
Hey, sometimes you go through the good times, sometimes you go through the bad times. I'm all in. So I think this week more than ever has made people realize the power of not crypto but Bitcoin specifically. And people are taking off the exchanges. They're self-custody. Don't leave your Bitcoin on exchanges. If you do, it's not your Bitcoin, not your keys, not your coins.
Fan of Elon Musk and what he's doing with Twitter?
I like someone who's trying to make some changes. We'll see what he can do.
And can we get a final message for all the funky fans out there worldwide?
Follow me on Twitter. That's it.
He's the pro. I'm the Schmo. Win Trust Arena. Bellator 288. We're out.